Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I'm going to continue the how-to series, which is in a playlist. I have people keep saying, I wish you would put these in a playlist. I started the playlist before the first video even started uploading. They're all in a playlist. Just check the playlist to the side. And today, this is going to be the first accessory exercise I use. Everything else I've done so far has been a primary movement, and the reason the stiff leg deadlift is a accessory exercise is really because it shouldn't ever be used as a primary mass or strength builder, simply because it puts muscles in an anatomically disadvantaged position, and it puts some big muscles in the body, particularly the spinal erectors, and more specifically the thoracic erectors, the part in the middle, because it's really a long muscle bundle that runs up the spine, into an anatomically incorrect position. It puts it into a function that it's not primarily designed to do. So it is a secondary exercise, and it's very misunderstood. The stiff leg deadlift is oftentimes confused with the Romanian deadlift, which is not a true deadlift that I will cover later. Now, the purpose of a stiff leg deadlift over a regular deadlift is that you're trying to put a little more focus on the hamstrings by getting more stretch on them, and you're trying to build more thoracic erector, the middle erectors of the back, because you round the back on this. But otherwise, you start your grip and your setup partially like you do a normal deadlift. So let me demonstrate that for you. So you come up to the bar, but rather than bend down at all, you almost lock the knees. Instead of locking the knees, just move them in just a hair, and you'll get a better view of all of this when I do the side view. You reach down, use the same grip you normally use. I use a mixed grip. Okay, you keep the head, you don't look up on this movement. You keep the head somewhat neutral, the chin up a little bit. You round the middle of the back while keeping an arch in the lower back by keeping your hips high. You do this, take a deep breath, pull from the floor, and then you lock it like a normal deadlift. Lower it on the way down, and you're actually lifting this lift incorrectly. You are using the back rather than any thigh movement to help with it. There's no quad involvement here. So it's up, down. And you'll notice I'm using my deficit plates. These are 20 kilo plates still. But a lot of people, in order to get better rounding and a deeper stretch on this lift, either do it on blocks or on plates on a platform, or they'll use smaller diameter plates in order to get a longer range of motion. Now, the other thing to remember here is, for safety purposes, because this puts things like the thoracic erectors in an incorrect position, you need to start relatively light on this lift. I would say that when you start with a stiff leg deadlift, do not use more than 50% of your normal deadlift max as a starting weight, and slowly build up from there. This is not an exercise you want to make big jumps in strength on, or try to hit 1 rep maxes on, because it does have the potential to injure you. So let's try a side view now. Okay, so hopefully this side view gives you a better idea of this exercise. It's the same thing. You'll notice how I bend down, I come down. Notice my head position is just slightly up. Only a slight bend in the knees, but I keep my booty up while my thoracic section is rounded, because you're trying to build up the thoracic erectors with this exercise. So you'll notice I do that, and the hamstring should be really tight in this position. Deep breath, up, lock it, come down. Reset from a dead stop, up. And you'll notice you drive through with the hips at the top just like a normal deadlift. Don't ever hyperextend on the deadlift, that's stupid. You just push through with the hips, lock it, come down. Sorry about me hitting that block. I have the block there because this driveway is on a slight slope, so it's not flat. So you don't necessarily need that block there. It's not for instructional purposes. Okay, so hopefully that gave you the basic form, and the mental cues you need to remember is that, notice how my head position was at the side. My chin wasn't down, but it wasn't cocked way up either. It was just slightly up, just enough to give you the proper back positioning that you're looking for. You notice there was just a very, very slight bend in the knee, but rounding of the thoracic region of the back. So again, the focus of this lift is going to be on the hamstrings and the thoracic erectors of the middle back. And just like with a normal deadlift, you always keep the elbows locked out tight, because you will eventually get fairly strong on this and you could risk tearing a bicep. So I hope this has been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.